Good morning, everyone. We've got a good one for you today. We have a 2008 GMC Yukon. We're going to be doing the Assure 8-inch replacement radio. That's Apple and Android Auto CarPlay. This one's going to be a pretty easy install. Nothing to it. It's not anything like that's hard. It's pretty straightforward. The unit that I will show you fits quite a bit of cars. The Suburban, the Tahoe, Equinox, Chevy Express, Impala, Monte Carlo, Traverse, things like that. I'm going to attach it below the description. That way you can see what it fits. There's also going to be a little bit of tips and tricks just in case something doesn't work, as this one is a newer unit, so they did a lot of modifications and things like that. So everything is going to be a lot easier for anybody to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and take you to the unboxing and show you what everything comes with. Here's the Assure kit that's in the box. This does have a smart wireless CarPlay and Android seamless auto that's Bluetooth, or you can have it connected via USB to charge along with it. It does have Bluetooth 5.4 and the Wi-Fi 6 for a little bit faster connection and stable. This does have a 4 gig RAM with a 64 gig ROM, powerful 4-core processor, so it should be pretty quick as far as response time. They did claim that it's plug and play, which, as you can see, it does come with everything already, basically ready to go. Like I said, I will attach the fitment description as far as like what all it comes or it's gonna fit in, which fits in quite a bit of vehicle. But our test vehicle is a 2008 GMC Yukon. Now the only difference is this also works with the Bose system equipped vehicles along with non-Bose. But if you have a factory navigation screen, you do have to contact Assure and they'll tell you what parts you need as far as making that work. But this is only going to be for the base model with or without Bose. So the nice thing about this is it also offers a offline maps and smart navigation. So say you don't have any connection with your phone and things like that, you can still use your map to get you where you need to go if you already have it open. So that's a nice thing. And this one, we're not going to do the backup camera. It's only going to be strictly the radio. But I do have a video along with how to install this to any of those vehicles that specify that it fits. I'm also gonna attach the link to that. It's gonna be my Acura Integra. It's also gonna show you how to wire this in, which is pretty simple. Like I said, these are just goes to this power plug right here. Just goes to the reverse camera input power that comes on whenever you hit the reverse. Obviously the black is ground. Also this one you connect to the reverse signal, one side of the RCA. The other side would basically output the signal coming from here to here, and then you connect it to the reverse input of the radio. So other than that, we're gonna go ahead and take apart the vehicle and let's get to it. Just in case you're wondering why I have the vehicle running, it is pretty cold here today in Kansas, so I'm trying to get everything inside warmed up, because taking this off is kind of a tricky thing. Sometimes it's kind of a pain to remove it, and sometimes it does get stiff, and I've seen people break this piece right here as it comes off as one piece, also along right here. So you kind of want it to be a little warm in here, that way it's not going to be super stiff and super cold, because if these clips break, then it's not going to go in the way it should. So I'm just letting everything warm up real quick. The only thing you will need for this one are panel removers. You don't want to use anything flathead. Taking off these, as you will damage the dash part itself. Always use plastic panel remover for a safer and a much better result. Now in this particular case, I always use two, because what you want to start is from the very bottom, and you kind of want to work your way a little bit at a time. Kind of just loosen it, but not go too crazy trying to take it off at one time. Like I said, this one's kind of scary taking off, but it'll still come off. Just kind of have to take a little bit of your time, slowly work its way out. Once you get to the bottom right here, keep working your way out. So you notice like it's not wanting to come off right away. That's why you kind of want to go slow. Just like that, this one's removed. So you can see a bunch of clips. Put it aside. This one is missing a screw right here, so we're gonna try to put a screw in there later on. Now this vehicle is notorious for stuff like these cracking, which is normal. That's just the way the vehicle is. In this case as well, this one's kind of seen better days. Like I said, it's missing a screw right here, but everything else is intact. Go ahead and remove this. Screws right here, 7 mils. Since we are missing one, to go ahead and take this off, as everything overlaps with each other. So this has to come up first, second, and third. Make sure you don't have any CDs, which I'm not really sure anybody else listens to CDs, but just never know these days. So now that there's no CDs, we're gonna go ahead and take everything off. Now you can just put these two aside. Go ahead and take off the radio. There should only be 2 plugs behind it and an antenna. So go ahead and release that. Push the locking tab in and pull. And just like that, the radio is out. Go ahead and plug the antenna adapter. Just a quick progress. We only have the GPS mounted right here. Take off the cover for the double-sided tape and stick it in there with a zip tie. As far as the USB, you're gonna receive 2 of them. So I just went ahead and added a Tessa tape or electrical tape if you have it. If you don't have Tessa tape, not a big deal. Now we're gonna go ahead and slide it kind of like on this corner from the back, and the wire is gonna come out right here. That way I can have the GPS or the USB ports kind of just a little bit lower in the dash. I'll show you what that looks like once I get everything ran. So like I said, go from the side and it should come out to this corner right here. Here's the USB, the one I was telling you about. Like I said, there's going to be an opening down where I'm pointing at, and the USB is right here. So it's pretty easy to access. Like I said, go from the inside. Now the next step is to mount the chime speaker. So we're just gonna mount it just about anywhere. Double-sided tape for extra hold in there, but I'm still gonna zip tie it regardless. So go ahead and do that. This is where I mounted the chime speaker. Perfect spot. Like I said, sticky tape. So just kind of put all the wires aside. So the only thing we have so far is GPS, the chime, the USB, the antenna adapter, and the harness itself. Like I said, we're not going to do any backup camera in this thing. We're also not going to install the external mic. The unit does have a built-in one, so we're going to leave that alone. Test it out, and if it works well enough, we're just going to leave this off. But if we do add this on, we do have to plug it into this mic port right here. But like I said, I've had luck with the factory location on the unit itself as far as the mic. I mean, it works just fine, so that's gonna leave this not being able to be hooked up and used. Backup camera, don't need that. This one you're also not gonna need. Don't need this one either. So we're gonna go ahead and plug the radio in, test everything to make sure everything works before we screw it back on. There might be additional steps. Like I said, this is a Bose system, so we're gonna see if the rear speakers work. If not, I'm gonna show you how to fix that. Here's just a general idea on what needs to be plugged in. Now, I'm still gonna clean this up. This is not how it's gonna look when it's all done, but everything in the back is pretty much plug and play. The antenna adapter right here. Now these ones only go one way, 4-pin, 2-pin, 8-pin, things like that. Power plug. Now as far as the chime speaker right here, it plugs in. Let me see if I can find the plug real quick. it plugs into this brown and black male connector. Like I said, I still need to plug everything in. Still need to plug in the GPS. Now for the CAN bus, you want it to be plugged in just like this. One's a bigger and one's a smaller. So like I said, one of those things that only goes one way. As far as the plug, this is the main power plug right here that supplies all the power. Now as far as the Bose amplifier, you're going to use this particular connector. There's two different kinds. This one, I believe, is if you have rear entertainment, but this is the wire or the plug that we're going to need. Now, if you do not have any sound in the rear speakers, you're going to go ahead and cut the white with black wire, which is, looks like the very first pin to the top left, and that'll bring all the speakers tied in together and working. So I went ahead and did that. Everything works. I just can't play any music due to YouTube copyright. So besides that, the only thing that needs to be plugged in is the GPS, which is going to be located right here. That's the only thing we have left. Put everything back together and the whole install is pretty much done. But I still need to clean all this up. I started putting tape on the RCAs, which it's kind of, I always do it anyway. That way it doesn't touch any ground and things like that. But I'm going to zip tie everything, secure this and cover it with tape, put everything back together and test everything again. Just temporarily checking everything. As you can see, everything works like normal. I already got the Bluetooth wireless connected, works great. You basically just search this under BC8 Android, connect it, and it will automatically connect to your Apple or Android Auto. So as you can see, everything is functioning like it should. Just kind of playing around with it. As far as the setting, I'm going to show you something real quick. To get to that, the car setting, you're going to go to factory setting. 1617 is the password. You can do a couple of changes here. As far as the CAN type set, make sure you are on the right CAN bus system. I did choose the Yukon, but it didn't really make a difference. It's defaulted as Sierra, so basically it's the same thing. 2017 or 2007 to 13 all. After you do that, it changes a little bit. Doesn't really make that much of a difference anyway. It just kind of changes how it looks. But like I said, I have it on the 07 to 13 Sierra or Silverado, same thing. But other than that, I'm going to keep playing around with it more and kind of mess with it just to make sure everything works the way it should. I'm just kind of playing around a little bit more with it, just changing a couple of settings. I'm waiting on the tech support from Assure, see if there's a way to change the outline or the background and things like that. Like I want to remove this and just kind of have the main background as the ones that you use all the time. So I'm kind of waiting on them to reply to see if I could do that. I'm not really a fan of the layout, and also when you do reverse, if you're not doing the camera, I'm also trying to see if I could disable that. So before you put the panels back on, kind of mess with it, change things and stuff like that. That way you're not pulling this back off. But overall, it is pretty fast. So I'm definitely happy with it. Let's see. Now this one you have to have the system connected to the internet or Wi-Fi for it to work, which we're not gonna worry about since this one has everything. Like I said, everything goes pretty quick, so compared to most units, they kind of lag a little bit. I did also test the mic already, works pretty good, loud and clear, so we're gonna keep it the way it is. But like I said, everything moves pretty fast, switches to different apps pretty quick, so I'm definitely pleased with it. So definitely shout out to Assure for taking care of that. I have ran into a couple of Androids that kind of move a little bit slow as far as changing apps and things like that, and it'll lag quite a bit. So this one is pretty good as far as speed. So I'm gonna play a little bit more, and like I said, I'm waiting on them to reply. But other than that, so far everything works the way it should. Once they reply, I'm gonna go ahead and mess with it if there is a way to do what I wanted it to do. But other than that, if you don't really care about it, you can just kind of put everything back together, put the panel back, and that's it. So other than that, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment underneath, subscribe, and if you have any questions, like I said, ask, and I'll try to answer as fast as I can, which I generally do. But other than that, see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna do one last thing about the reverse. This is what it's doing since I don't have the backup camera installed. As you can see, it blacks out. So we're gonna go ahead and disable that and then show you how to do that. At the power plug, it's gonna have the back wire right here. That's for the backup signal. So what you're gonna do is cut this, tape it up, and then kind of put it aside. That way it doesn't trigger whenever you put it in reverse. Also, another thing I found is you can change the layout. I did speak to Assure about that, and they did show me how to do it. So go to car settings, factory setting, 1617. I'm gonna go to the style setting, 111333. That'll take you to all of these different layouts. So pretty much use whichever one you desire. I'm gonna let the owner kind of decide from there, just because he's the one that's gonna be driving it. So besides that, that's pretty much it. Everything fits perfect, everything moves accordingly, everything switches to different apps. I did test out the Bluetooth already, everything works great. Besides that, great job Assure for doing this. Thank you again. Other than that, peace out.